Trust me, it's all about the proper type and amount of lube, man. Know what I mean? That's what I've heard anyway. Wink.
Welcome to CK4RC.
Hey, welcome back to the channel. We've got some shocks on the table. We've got some shock oil, kind of like lubricant, if you will. So last time we did a shock video, I taught you how to put them together and how to mount them. Today I'm going to tell you how to take them apart and put some oil on them and then put them back together. So we're back here with some shocks. I'm still wearing the good old classic CK4RC shirt from Only RCs in the black background, and that is absolutely an intentional choice and has just nothing to do with the fact that I'm shooting these videos back to back. Definitely not that. This is just pure coincidence, intentional decision, if you will, that I chose the same shirt to do shocks. Who cares? Doesn't matter. Go to onlyrcs.com. Use my discount code. Get 20% off your whole order. T-shirts, cups, banners, decals. Listen, get the stuff. Save the money. Use the discount code. Support me. Support the hobby. Support another RC creator. I don't get anything from it, but you can support the channel just from wearing this sick shirt. You can't deny this logo is awesome. Only RCs liked it so much they put it on a shirt. Whatever. Yeah. So, all right. Anyway, we're going to talk about oil-filled shocks. We're not talking about the good old double barrel friction shocks. We're talking about oil-filled shocks. Where do you put the oil? How much do you put in it? What kind of weight do you want to use? All that good stuff. So, I'm going to spin this thing around. And we're gonna sit down at the bench and we're gonna get on it. And I'm going to show you, and I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to teach you. So hope you're ready to learn. That's what we're going to do. Okay, as you can see, I went ahead and made myself a nice little shock stand over here out of a little Dixie cup used to rinse our mouth after we brush our teeth. If you've got enough disposable income and you do this regularly enough, maybe you have a formal shock rig that you use. I don't, so I just made one. And there'll be a pro tip time coming on what I used to do that. Honestly, I used a body reamer and a little plastic cup. You can do the same, nice and simple. So with these, what you do is going to adjust the preload on the shock so I can get my pliers in here and get a hold of the shock body and then unscrew the shock cap. And take a look in here and you can see that there's nothing. That thing is just bone dry in there. Okay, there's a tiny little bit, but not enough to even really talk about. So what I'm going to do is just slap this cap back on just for a second, just so I can get this. Oh, try not to bump the camera too much. That way you're not bouncing all over the place. See if I can get the shock. There we go. All right, I'm going to go ahead and take all the shock caps off. I've got 3 of them here because I already have one mounted on the truck. If you remember from my previous video, which, as you'll recall, I'm not shooting these back to back. I'm just... listen, guys, I got nothing. All right, always have a nice little rag handy because even just a little bit of shock oil is just enough to make a mess. And make sure, yep, that there's no seal in here, and there is. That's a good amount of oil just right there on that little cap. All right, whatever. Put that back on. Pop it open. I'm going with 35 weight shock oil for my mini rigs. That's what I like. It actually doesn't say it on the front, I don't think, but you can see it right there on the cap. Talking about Team Losi, 35 weight shock oil for my mini rigs. This seems to be my personal preference. Some people, they might go 25. Some people might go up to, like, 40, 45, something like that. Just kind of your own personal preference on how you want your rig to feel. And I like 35. So that's what I'm going with. All right, anyway, just whoop, get a nice little drip going over here. And we're just going to get right down here in the top of the reservoir. It doesn't take much because these things are tiny. And then what you want to do is slowly depress the shock. Get a nice lubrication on the shock shaft. Guys, get your mind out of the gutter. And then you want to top it off back to the top. Make sure there's nice, full reservoir tip. You know what I mean? Come on. And look, just like that, we are, nope. I'm gonna try this one. The oil is getting to me. It's affecting my grip. Just like that. Ah, poop. All right, I'm down to my last one. Oh man, the pressure's on. I don't perform well under pressure. We've talked about this before. Can I just get a couple threads started? Yeah. All right, just like that. Just like that. And then I'll use my pliers, all the clanging around and whatnot, and I will tighten this real good. And then I'm just going to let it sit here. And now I've got to find those 2 shock caps that I just flung on the floor. But anyway, that is how you fill oil shocks. And then from there, refer to the other video on how to mount shocks. And that's how you upgrade from double barrel telescopic shocks, which are not good for crawling, to a good oil-filled shock, which is much better, much smoother suspension travel. It doesn't throw your truck whenever it kind of gets off balance. Much easier to predict, much smoother to operate. Highly recommend going oil-filled shocks. This is how you fill them. That's how you mount them. Go ahead, hit that quadfecta before you go. Like, subscribe, comment, and share. Keep doing RC stuff, and I will see you next time.